y'all. Welcome to Platinum Life, where your life is in full expression. And my name is Beth, and I'm excited to be here with you. One of the things that I love to do is read books, consume them. And one of the things that I noticed in my life is I was consuming all this information and bringing it in and not really sharing it with people. And so YouTube is a great platform. Lots of people are out there sharing what they're doing and how they're expressing their life, and I want to join the fun. So welcome. I'd even call this a little bit of a book blast with Beth, as well as some experience. And I want to start off with a story. If you guys love story times, imagine being in this relationship for 20 plus years and you know it's done, but you just don't have the decision-making skills developed, and you stay for 7 more years. Well, that was me. In 2008, I knew that my marriage was completed, and I didn't want to stay in the marriage anymore. But I didn't know how to make decisions and how to do it skillfully. It was icky looking. There's parts of it I really didn't do well. So in 2015, the decision was made, and I completed that marriage, moved out, and I was scared. Oh, I was super scared. Super scared in the sense that the loss of security, yeah, I can generate money, but just the loss of the security and the identity that him and I had built for years together, as well as our 2 amazing daughters. So I did it scared. I went for it. And on the process of having an awareness that, gosh, I would really like to be able to make decisions better, a solution didn't show up right away. It didn't. About a year later, I had made a decision to take my teaching certificate and all that I learned in sports medicine and ask myself, well, what do I want to do with the rest of my life? Because there's a lot left. And so I decided to go into life coaching, got myself certified, and I began to really work on the inside of Beth. And so that's where I'm coming and sharing what I learned about developing decision-making skills. And I'll share with you right now, I'm still growing in it. And one of my favorite books that my mentor shared with me and really helped me, I still read it. You can see that it's got lots of dog ears, but here it is, The Power of Decision by Raymond Charles Barker. And I would love to share all that I have consumed and help myself with. I would love to share it with you guys. So if this is resonating with you, I have some notes in front of me right here. Here's one of the things in the opening, just how they describe things in the opening of a book right on the side. It says, our decisions have an impact on every area of our lives. That they do. That grabbed me right away. Another statement, living a better life means making better decisions. I didn't really enjoy the life that I was living fully. I didn't really feel like I was fully expressing myself. I was living a life, a little bit of what my parents thought, a little bit of, the culture that I was in. But here's the question I had. Yeah, I know that. You probably know that. I know that, Beth, that decisions have an impact on my life. And yeah, it would be great if I could make better decisions so I'd have a better life. Awesome. So how do you do that? And that was my question too. How do I develop that? I just, here you're intelligent, I'm intelligent, yet I was drawing a blank. So that was one of the things that I began to learn. And it says right here, how do we develop the habit of making great decisions? So there's a key element that I had developed a habit, maybe you have a habit of making decisions that really don't serve us. one of the things I heard recently from a mentor that I listened to, which I listened to many, Mary Morrissey, John Assaraf, Dr. Sue Morter, Evan Carmichael, Reverend Michael Beckwith. I could just go on and on. There's so many amazing mentors that I listen to. And one of the things that I was noticing is, okay, I've got a habit of not making decisions that really serve me. And I love the way it was described that there's habits that are pleasant in my life and there's unpleasant habits in my life. And this is one that I deeply wanted to change. And like, wake up, wake up, Beth. You're experiencing these results. They're unpleasant. So let's get to the root of it. And there's the good news. Uninstall those unpleasant habits and uninstall new habits. Now, I'm going to warn you, this comes with a warning. It's not easy all the time. It's hard. It's rigorous. And there's times that I've laid my head on the pillow and cried. I'm like, am I ever going to get this? And those are just thoughts of my old patterns bubbling up, giving attention to them. So if you're interested in making better decisions, this might serve you some. If you're really committed to making better decisions and you deeply desire, like you got a burning desire that I'm done with how I've been making decisions, I don't like my results, and you're committed to a pretty significant transformation, you're ready to put in the work, the concepts and the principles in this book will really serve you. But it takes work. So, if you're not interested in the work, that's okay. Maybe it'll come around again. But if you're interested, stay with me. I plan on doing a whole series on this book of how much it transformed my life. Again, not just consuming information, but bringing it back out to you. So he goes on to say that there's two benefits of mastering the art of decision making, and that means great achievement and being a great person. So if that resonates, again, if you're interested in greater achievement and being the greatest version of yourself, that's cool. You're in the right place. So he comes at this, and again, just referring to my notes down here, is he's going to reveal to us a principle of success. Now, there's lots of them out there. So he's going to reveal one of them to us. He's also going to illustrate the process of choice that all of us must take. There's actually cool little mental treatments in here. He is a believer in, as well as I am, that there's a greater essence that's breathing me, that God is breathing me, infinite intelligence is breathing me. There's something, and I'm part of it. I'm an individualization of spirit, and I'm learning to just be myself and fully express myself. He says that we're capable of this every second. We're capable of being the greatest version of ourselves through our decisions. And the decisions we take can change our lives, and they can make our dreams come true. So here's something that I opened this video with of what's the opposite of decision? Indecision. And as I shared, I was in a 7 years of indecision. Do I stay? Do I go? Do I stay? Do I go? And that was really, really uncomfortable. So again, that's what was calling of my heart to what will help me make better decisions. So the power of decision in this book, he's going to help us explore the direct, messaging process for making better decisions. He's also going to share with us the role of our subconscious mind. Up until about 5-6 years ago, I didn't have the awareness about how my subconscious mind just automatically run my life, run my thoughts. And I didn't have the awareness that I could change it. And I didn't have the awareness of how to change it. So since I've come into life coaching and learned a lot of metacognition, metaphysics, all kinds of techniques where I can pause a thought that is really not serving me, pause a feeling that's really not serving me, and change it. Again, it's not necessarily easy. One of the mentors that I follow and listen to quite a bit, I haven't met him in person yet. I would love to put that out there into the universe, is Mr. John Assaraf. And one of the things that I learned from him recently that gave me a lot of encouragement, resolve, and tenacity about the subconscious mind is that as we are developing new habits, it doesn't just maybe take 21 days or 30 days or 60 days, but even more, possibly 100 days until it actually becomes more automated. And so I learned from him that in the beginning, our conscious brain, our conscious thoughts, it takes willpower, it takes tenacity, it takes consistency, it takes energy, and it takes effort. But as we do that habit over and over and over again, somewhere around the 50-day mark, things start to shift, and it begins to be less effort. It still takes effort, but less effort in installing this habit. And one of the things that just resonated so much with me is I'm not freaking giving up. Man, I am moving to that 30-day, 40-day, 50-day, 60-day. Why? So I can experience that my brain becomes to be more automatic, that I'm feeding and impressing upon, like if my fingers were impressing thoughts and feelings down into my subconscious mind, I keep doing that day after day after day. Even when, my current identity doesn't even feel like it. Yeah, not going to listen to that because I know that if I keep going, it's going to happen. So I'm even in that process right now where I'm writing my new business vision, my new business script, and writing it over and over again. One of the other things that I stepped into recently is walking every day, increasing my water intake. So doing it, and it's becoming more and more a habit. I'm probably in my 4th month now of walking pretty much 6-7 days a week. I think I've missed 3 or 4 days in 4 months. So it's getting easier. I wake up in the morning and boom, brush my teeth, get my stuff all ready, and, put my brain training on that I want to listen to or a mentor that I want to listen to, and out the door I go for walking. So one of the things that I want to continue to share with you, I love to read, and I want to pour into you how mentors have poured into me, and I want to say a heartfelt thank you to Raymond Charles Barker for writing this book for us. So let's dive into the introduction, and here we go. So some of these questions that he started off with, as soon as I read this book, I'm like, oh yeah. So here we go. Would you like to be more enthusiastic about your life and more effective in your efforts? Absolutely. Would you like to know how to enjoy more success in your work, in your relationships? Absolutely. If that's you, just say yes in the comments below. Put a yes, yes, yes. If doubts hold you back, wouldn't it be exciting to know how to let go of those doubts once and for all? So we are holding right here in our hands a book that will inspire you to live the most fulfilling life you've ever imagined. And even if you want to put in the comments, what's the kind of life that you have imagined? Put it in there. I would love to read these. Not only read them, but also hold the vision with you and for you. You will learn life skills that will support your success in every endeavor, whether personal or professional. Even after reading only the first chapter, you will know that whatever challenges have thwarted you in the past, there is a positive way through them. I love that. There's a positive way for us through them. So The Power of Decision was actually published in 1968. Its author, Dr. Raymond Charles Barker. We're going to learn a little bit about him here. He was a gifted teacher, a minister and speaker who filled the New York's Avery Fisher Hall at Lincoln Center every Sunday morning. This book is more than a set of lessons. And now I like that. Coming from an education background, sometimes it can get boring with just a set of lessons. It's more than that. It is on how to make better decisions. That's why you and I are here. It's a manual for you, the choice maker, the constructor of fulfilling life, the manager of your own mind to become the powerful, productive, happy person you were born to be. So in the first chapter, Dr. Barker tells us this. Put this quote in the comments section, okay? You are intelligence capable of knowing the right idea at the right time to make the right decision. So put that in the comments. This is just sweeping away a little comment that came on my phone there. Let me read it one more time. You are intelligence capable of knowing the right idea at the right time to make the right decision. Keeping in mind that we're coming from our highest version of ourselves, we're coming from a life fully expressed that we just love, and that's where the right time and the right decisions are going to come from. So this book is a classic in mental science. I had never even heard about mental science till about 6 years ago. Studied the Bible a lot, even Hebrew. Studied Hebrew, coming from an education background, coming from a very science background, but hadn't heard of mental science. Maybe you already have. Super cool. So this is a mental science classic. It sold thousands of copies in its first publication. It has been used in universities, churches, business seminars, and mastermind groups, and by countless individuals to assist them to live the life they really want to live. I'm like, awesome. This has definitely got some clout behind it, where it's really been tested and driven and proven. So you and I are entering into a mental science that has already been proven. I like that. Not always, but I like that. Sometimes unproven things are fun and creative. All right. No matter whether you consider yourself religious, spiritual, agnostic, business-oriented, family-oriented, a seeker, a leader, a builder of relationships, or any descriptor you prefer. You can put your descriptor in the comments if you want to. This book will be useful to you as you create your life of choice. Dr. Barker explains that you and you alone are responsible for your level of satisfaction. That was a game changer for my thoughts when I first read that. I knew that I was responsible for my life, But sometimes I used to look outside myself for that kind of satisfaction. And one of my favorite mentors, Mary Morrissey, talks about that the point of power is within me. The point of power is within you. And it's been a journey these last 5 to 6 years to install that thought, that feeling, and to come from that and to know that you and I are actually more powerful than the conditions, the circumstances, and situations outside of us. When I first heard that, I was like, I don't know. So I tested it. I definitely have. So I invite you to test that too. You know, take it to your heart. Take it out there and test it yourself. Intelligence created you and set you free on a path of self-discovery and self-decision. I love that. Let's discover together. Let's have this self-decision together. Dr. Barker describes how we create our own experiences, whether we are aware of this creative activity in ourselves or not. That which we are experiencing, we have created through the law of cause and effect. I definitely learned about that in my science classes, but never really thought about that at this deeper level for myself up until, really the pain in my life had gotten so uncomfortable that the effects of it was, either going to continue on this path of unhealthiness or you're going to change it. So really experiencing that. Now more so, I'm being pulled by my vision and my dream and my design rather than being pushed by a lot of painful circumstances, conditions, and situations. He says that in forceful and direct language, Dr. Barker admonishes us to watch our alibis. Woo! In forceful and direct language, gets right to the point. Watch our alibis, basically our excuses. Stop glorifying our martyrdom. Refrain from indecision and cease being satisfied in complacency. There might be areas in your life that, your identity is somewhat complacent. He does not let us off the hook of our own thinking, but he also does not leave us awash in what not to do. Thank goodness. So here are some life skills that you and I get to learn from this book. And I've been learning them. And I know I'm going to gain even more as I go through this series with you. So here we go. Here's some life skills. As you hear these, if there's one that super resonates with you, put that in the comments as well. So here we go. There's a list of about, let's see, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's a list of 9 life skills. Number 1 life skill, how to let go of problems. Oh yeah. Number 2, how to let go of guilt and remorse. Number 3, how to manage your inner creator, your subconscious mind. Number 4, how to accept self-determination. Number 5, how to create your own good in abundance, health, love, and creative work. Number 6, how to seek out new ideas that are fascinating to you. That's one of my favorites. How to decide on greatness. How to operate within the success process. And then the final one, how to change the world. Now, I think what I'll do is when I post this video, I will, in YouTube, I'll put those life skills in the description in the bottom somewhere so you can see those and put those in the comments of what life skill you would really like to install into your subconscious mind and what you would like to not just learn and consume, but actually implement it and actually get it working in your life. All right. So this particular new edition that we're reading together has several features that make this classic Evie more enjoyable and useful. I'm all for that. A foreword has been added. We read that, and it was written by one of his amazing students, Lloyd George Tupper. It has a little bit of a glossary in the back, and so we can look at that if we want to. So I wanted to finish. Finally, there's an appendix of applications. There's actually a little process in the back that he gives us. And there's the success plan. So I'm going to leave you with this quote at the end of this. You are the right person in the right place to create a right world for yourself. Yeah. You are the right person in the right place to create a right world for yourself. And we just hope that this book changes your life for the better. The truth is that there are great life-changing, empowering ideas already within your mind. They have, and they are planted there just for you. In other words, I love it that life is about us being in full expression. And as we do this series together, I'll share more and more about how I was super expressive as a young kid and how I just turned that down and really didn't express much of my ideas. So they're planted. They're just for you. They're your ideas. They're good for you. And here's the great thing. They're good for the world. They're part of what makes you individual, unique, unrepeatable wonder that you are. That's a cool phrase. You and I are unrepeatable wonders. There are ways to become aware of these ideas, and then there are ways to courageously decide to bring these ideas into the world. And the power of decision will show you how, in the words of the author again. You are the right person in the right place to create a right world for yourself. So thanks for joining me as I turn this consumption of transformation that I've been going through the last 5 years and come out with this little book blast with you. I'm just sitting right here in my living room hanging out with you guys, and stay tuned for the next chapter is all about the intelligence factor. And in a nutshell, just to give you a little preview of it, creative process individualized in man is his capacity for right decisions. What the heck does that mean? What's the creative process individualized? So that's what's coming up in the next chapter. And again, put in the comments about what life skill you would really like to learn, or maybe you want to learn all of them. And we'll come back together and work through this book blast with Beth. And at times the blast may be really good and refreshing. And then at times it may come, as Dr. Barker said, it might come as a forceful or direct language that's just, like a laser, and just a chisel away part of our identity that's unpleasant and doesn't serve us anymore. So thanks for joining me. This is Beth Wolf with Platinum Life Coaching, where I'm believing in you and for you with your life in full expression. And I'll see you next time. Okay, take care. Till then, feel a big hug and know that I believe in your greatness. Take care. Bye-bye.